The Legora Agent is the most powerful AI ever built for legal work. The agent is remarkable on its own, but it's inside of the AOS that it becomes a legal powerhouse. It is a generational leap from assistive AI to agentic execution, redefining what a lawyer can achieve. In the last 5 years, we have gone from rule-based software to simple prompting, advanced workflows, and now agents that can carry on complex work for hours at a time. The agent autonomously plans, executes, reviews, and completes legal work end-to-end with human oversight integrated throughout the system. Until now, every legal AI tool required the lawyer to drive the work forward. When you stopped, the work stopped. The agent changes that. It works with you and for you, even when you're not there. While you're with clients, with your kids, playing golf with Ludwig Åberg, watching a great movie with Jude Law, or even while you're sleeping. You set the objective, you approve the plan, and it executes using any tool it needs inside of the AOS. And to make the agent your own, skills are the custom instructions that extend what the agent can do. You can customize exactly how the agent executes work across teams and practice areas. In other words, you can explain a process to the agent in plain English like you would to a new team member, and it will execute work exactly to your standards. And turns out, lawyers are the best prompt engineers in the world. Skills allow legal teams to encode their knowledge and processes into the AOS. The agent proactively loads the right skill based on the task, and we offer a library of skills out of the box for common legal work. You can then take them and customize it to your style, processes, and practice areas. And our legal engineers are there to help every step of the way. Now, let's run through some use cases so you can see the agent in action. And this is a full live demo. So here I've loaded up a matter. I have added a couple of files into this exciting project Precedent. We have an entire unstructured data room. Boo! Not the thing I wanted to see on a Friday afternoon. I'm going to ask Legora to reorganize this entire folder, and every matter starts the same. So let's sort the documents into the subfolders by each custodian, and let's fire it off. So without me giving any files to the Legora agent, it's able to find all of the files and the relevant context inside of this matter. And transaction teams know this. Data rooms with thousands of messy files, wrong folders, wrong names, trainees spending days manually renaming documents for a closing Bible, one by one by one. The prompt here asks to sort all of these documents into the relevant folder by custodian. And a custodian is basically a person or entity that a document belongs to, like the target company. Now, you can see the agent starting to read every document inside of this data room that I've given it access to. So it's reading through, and I haven't told it what the custodians are. It's figuring that out by itself. So now we can see here that it started to read out all of them. It has found somebody that attendees wasn't clear in. And before it comes back to me with any finished work product, it is going to produce us with a plan. This plan is very important because when you're sending off these agents to do work at a longer period of time, you really want to make sure that you set the right intent with the model from the start up. So now Legora seems to have everything it needs, and it's going to put together a full plan that we can review before it goes up to work. One of the behaviors that I've started noticing in our engineering team is that when they leave their computers to go to lunch, they never close the top all the way down. They leave just a little bit of a gap because somebody's working under there. Now, Legora has produced us with a plan for how it's going to go about this folder reorganization. Instead of just reading the short version, I want to see the full plan. So inside of its own editor, it's created a plan for me here. Step 1, create subfolders. Step 2, move and rename. And then it's basically renaming and moving based on every custodian that it found. And it has its own to-do list of what it needs to do. I'm going to close the plan and I'm going to say approved. If we want to, it's at that moment we can change and influence the plan before Legora goes off to work. And now I actually want to open this. Oh, there we go. It started to create one folder for each of the custodians. There's 0 files in each of them, as you can see, and all the documents are lying very, very messy here. Oh, now 6 files in Vidal. There we go. Renamed very nicely, so we know what we're looking at. Oh, there's something again. It's so refreshing just to watch it go to work. But it's quite soothing. You can just sit there and maybe have a bit of a water. This is what it must be like to be a partner, right? I'm just joking. So what's happened here is this new agent, we've given it access to every tool or capability inside of the platform. So everything that you can do as a human user, now the agent can do. And turns out, the agent is actually a lot better at navigating this UI and knowing what to do than a lot of people. It's a lot easier to onboard the agent than to onboard all of you guys. So here we go. It's found all of the folders, it's done with its thing, and it even flagged a duplicate document for me. And now we're done. This obviously extends to data rooms and with our data site integration to thousands and thousands and thousands of documents and different document types, etc. The cool thing about the agent is that it's really flexible. And if it's unclear, it's going to ask you for clarifying questions. So let's move on to the next task here. In this case, we have some intercompany agreements, and I want help visualizing them in a diagram. So one of the other cool things about the agent is that we can give it access to a lot of new tools that the previous assistant was too stupid to use. The old assistant had a really hard time understanding when it should use a certain tool to solve a certain task. But basically, the new agent has just received this very, very long list of tools that it's allowed to use in its planning layer, and you can add your own custom tools there. It's where skills come in and things like MCP servers. And MCP servers is just a cool word on LinkedIn for APIs for LLMs. So our agent here is using a pre-baked skill that we've given it access to, which is to help it visualize data. So we're effectively asking it to do a tax transfer pricing here. And these intercompany agreements, I'm asking Legora to show basically which company owns which. Haley's like, yes, this looks good. So different companies and who owns which and where is business flowing between these organizations. And then I'm asking it for 3 things. I'm asking for a corporate structure. I'm asking for a diagram. I'm asking for a risk heat map that scores each of the agreements across pricing, documentation, structural, and audit risk. And then I'm also asking for a radar chart across this. So there we go. Now it's created this pretty graph, which is a little bit hard to see in the display, but I promise the lines are there, as you can see. And it's showing me with flags, because I asked for that. It helps me present things to my stupid CEO. Now it says here, like, what is going where, right? And this is the cool thing about agents, because the legal space when we arrived was so full of these point-based solutions that had, motivated their existence by solving a very, very, very narrow problem. Turns out these agents can solve a lot of these narrow problems out of the box, even. And when we build all of that together under a single roof inside of the AOS, that is when it comes to life. Risk heat map here, fully interactive. And this is also something that I noticed. I only survived 9 weeks at McKinsey, but they're really good at packaging their work so they can charge a lot for it. And this is something I think a lot of you in the room can get better at. Receiving an Excel file or a boring Word document doesn't get me going. And so instead, sharing something exciting like this in the portal, now we're talking. And here we also asked it to complete a radar chart. So this is all exciting. But listening to the previous panel, there was a dream about being able to complete end-to-end due diligence. Oof, that has been so hard. We have worked on it, I tell you, for 3 years, but I think we finally got it. So here, I've given Legora a bit of a longer prompt, actually. And I've also given Legora access to all of what do I have here? The RFI, the LOI, the due diligence review guidelines, and the entire due diligence report template. And the reason I've loaded this into a video is because it takes 40 minutes to run, and I didn't get 40 minutes. So this is a full legal due diligence report. We are asking it to complete a corporate, IP, commercial, employment, real estate, data protection, and tax, all in the same go. And as you can see, you have all the unstructured virtual data room files over here, and we fired it off. Okay, so Legora is going to start. It's going to start to go read all the documents. It's again going to create a plan. This is a bit of a longer plan, because in this case, it has to use sub-agents. For many of the different phases here, like employment, real estate, data protection, tax, litigation, blah, 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 it is going to launch a sub-agent, because watching these things complete sequentially would mean that this would take 6 hours, right? So basically, the main agent launches many sub-agents that goes off and does their little part of the work, kind of in a law firm. And then when they're done, they're like, hey, I'm done. And they go back to the main agent, and they receive that work product. So now we can see it's like spinning very quickly, and it's because the video is sped up a little bit. But here, the Legora agent has decided to create a tabular review for each of the different parts. So it's the corporate, it's the IP, it's the employment, it's going through them. But now, we did this video way too fast, I'm realizing. Here's the really important part. The agent is like unclear. It's like, oh my God, I found a bunch of issues. I need your help. I need your judgment. I am not fit to make these decisions for you, so I am involving you. That is so important. Here, it's like asking us what we want, and we've added a bunch of answers here. And I feel like this is also how you stay engaged, because you can't just send off a task like this and then just expect the results to come back at the end of the sausage factory and be completely done yet. And here again, it's like a lot of different tasks now that it's going through. And I really do mean it when I said that this took 40 minutes to run. But it's created a due diligence report for us. So I'm opening that in full mode, and here we have all of the edits into our existing template using our firm guidelines and language just as we wanted it. And it's gone through every single piece. Now, I don't get to take any credit for this, but our engineers do, so I think that's worth a round of applause.